think of the people you spend the most time with. Now ask yourself honestly, after spending time with them, do you feel more energized or more drained?
Because the answer to that question says more about your life than almost anything else.
And most people have never stopped to ask it.
Here's something that took me a long time to understand. Not every friendship is good for you. Some friendships, even long ones, even loyal ones, quietly cost you more than they give.
And some friendships, the rare ones, make you feel like a better version of yourself just by being around them.
And today we are going to talk about the difference and why knowing the difference might be one of the most important things you ever do for yourself.
I had a friendship once that I held on to for years, longer than I should have. Not because it was good for me, but because it was familiar. And familiar feels safe even when it isn't.
I think a lot of people know that feeling.
Welcome back to English with Heart. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Daniel. This is your cozy space to grow your English through real, honest, everyday conversations. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. We are so glad you found us.
Listening validation short. Quick reminder before we begin. You don't need to understand every single word today. Just listen. Let the English flow to you naturally. Every minute you spend here, your brain is building something. Trust that.
B2 level episode. Relax and stay with us.
Word tour, tease, and comment challenge, fast. And at the end of today's episode, we have our word tour, some really powerful vocabulary about relationships, character, and emotional health. Stay with us for that.
And our comment challenge today. Think of one person in your life who makes you feel genuinely better after spending time with them. You don't have to name them, just think of them and tell us what makes them different. Write it in English in the comments. We read every single one.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, I want to start with something that I think many people feel but can't quite name. That feeling after spending time with someone where you are just exhausted, not physically tired, emotionally drained.
Yes, like you gave a lot of yourself and received very little back.
And the strange thing is, you might not even be able to explain why. The conversation wasn't necessarily bad. Nothing terrible happened, but afterward you just feel empty.
And I think that feeling is information. Your body is telling you something your mind hasn't fully processed yet.
What kind of things create that feeling, do you think?
I think there are a few patterns. One is one-sidedness. Every conversation is about them, their problems, their feelings, their stories. And when you try to share something about yourself, somehow it always comes back to them.
Oh, I have definitely experienced that.
And another pattern is negativity. Some people drain you not because they're bad people, but because every interaction is heavy. Every conversation is a complaint. Every situation is a problem. And after enough time, that weight starts to transfer to you.
Like you absorb their emotional state without meaning to.
Exactly. There's a concept called emotional contagion. It means emotions are contagious. We catch feelings from the people around us without realizing it. So if you spend a lot of time around someone who is anxious, bitter, or constantly negative, some of that will begin to color how you see the world too.
So the people around you are literally shaping your emotional reality.
More than most people realize. And a third pattern is competition. Some friendships feel less like support and more like a quiet contest. Who is doing better? Who has more? Who is winning at life? And in those friendships, your success makes them uncomfortable, and their success makes you feel like you're behind.
That kind of friendship is exhausting in a very specific way, because you can never just be happy about something without wondering how it lands with them.
And you start editing yourself, shrinking your excitement, hiding your wins. And that, slowly, quietly, takes something from you.
But then there's the other kind, and I think most people know what this feels like too, even if they've only experienced it once or twice.
Yes, you leave a conversation and you feel taller somehow, more clear, more like yourself.
That is such a perfect way to describe it. Taller. Because the right people don't make you feel small. They remind you of the parts of yourself you sometimes forget.
Reflective, and what creates that feeling? What does a friendship that grows you actually look like?
I think the first thing is honesty. Not harsh honesty, kind honesty. The friend who tells you the truth even when it's uncomfortable, who says, I don't think that's a good idea and explains why, not to hurt you, but because they actually care about where you end up.
Knowingly, I have definitely experienced that.
And another pattern is reciprocity. Both people give and both people receive. You feel comfortable being vulnerable with them, and they feel comfortable being vulnerable with you. There's a balance, an exchange.
I have one friend like this, and what I notice is that after talking to him, I always leave with more energy than I came with. Not because the conversation was light, sometimes it's very deep, very honest, even challenging, but I always feel refueled.
Because you were truly seen. And being truly seen is one of the most nourishing experiences a human being can have.
Quietly, that's such a good word, nourishing.
And the third thing, the friendship that grows you, makes you want to be better. Not because they make you feel bad about who you are, but because being around them raises the standard of what feels possible. Their discipline makes you want more discipline. Their kindness makes you want to be kinder. Their honesty makes you want to be more honest.
With admiration, you become who you spend time with.
With quiet certainty, slowly, without even trying. Okay, so here is the part that is actually hard, because recognizing a draining friendship is one thing, knowing what to do about it is another. And I want to say this clearly, we are not saying cut everyone off. We are not saying friendships have to be perfect or they don't deserve your time.
People go through difficult seasons. A friend who is draining right now may just be going through something hard. And part of being a good friend is staying through difficult seasons.
Yes, the question is this person perfect right now? The question is this friendship over time making me better or making me smaller?
And over time is the key phrase, because one hard month doesn't define a friendship, but years of feeling consistently drained, unseen, or diminished, that is a pattern, and patterns matter.
And I think the first step is just honesty with yourself, which most people avoid because it is uncomfortable to admit that someone you care about might not be good for you.
I avoided it for years in one friendship because admitting it felt like a betrayal, like I was being disloyal or ungrateful.
But recognizing the truth is not betrayal. It is self-awareness, and you can love someone and also recognize that the dynamic between you is not healthy.
And sometimes the most honest thing you can do for both people is to create some distance, not dramatically, not with a big speech, just quietly, gradually, giving yourself more space.
Because your energy is finite and you get to choose where it goes. Choosing to protect your energy is not selfish, it is necessary.
And when you do that, when you create space from what drains you, you often find that there is suddenly more energy for the friendships that genuinely nourish you and for yourself.
And that is where growth lives, in the space you protect. And I think this connects so beautifully to English learning too.
Tell me how.
Because the people around you when you are learning, their attitude shapes your experience enormously. If you are surrounded by people who mock your mistakes, who laugh at your accent, who make you feel embarrassed for trying, you will stop trying.
Because shame is one of the most powerful things that shuts down learning.
Clearly, but if you are surrounded by people who celebrate your effort, who correct you kindly, who are patient when you pause to find the right word, you will keep going. You will try more. You will be braver.
Which is actually why community matters so much in language learning. Not just the content you consume, but who you consume it with, who you practice with, who you share your progress with.
And that's part of why we always say write in the comments, because the people in this community, the ones who write in English, even imperfectly, even nervously, they are exactly the kind of people who will make you feel more capable, not less.
Because they're trying too, and trying together is so much better than trying alone.
Find your people, the ones who grow you, in life and in English.
I want to end this section with something that really stayed with me. I once read that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
And what do you think about that?
I think it's true, but I also think it goes deeper than just what you achieve or how much money you make.
I think you also become the average of their emotional habits, their relationship with themselves, their relationship with the world.
So, if the people around you are resentful, some of that resentment will slowly enter you. If they are grateful, some of that gratitude will slowly enter you.
And if they're growing, genuinely, honestly, humbly, trying to become better, that energy is contagious too.
So, choosing your friendships carefully is not snobbishness. It's not coldness. It's one of the most important decisions you'll make about who you become.
And it's also a responsibility in the other direction, because someone is being shaped by spending time with you too.
Which is maybe the deepest question of today. Not just who's in your circle, but what kind of friend are you being to others?
Are you the one who drains or the one who grows?
And the fact that you're asking that question means you're already on the right path.
Okay, word tour time. Let's slow down and revisit some of the most powerful words from today.
Yes, these words help you talk about relationships, emotional health, and the people in your life. Let's take our time with them. Drained. Adjective. Feeling completely empty of energy, physically or emotionally exhausted after an experience or interaction. After spending 3 hours with her, he felt completely drained, not from work, but from the conversation. She realized the friendship was draining her in ways she couldn't easily explain. Repeat. Drained. Reciprocity. Noun. A mutual exchange where both people give and receive equally, a balance of effort and care between two people. A healthy friendship is built on reciprocity. Both people show up for each other. He appreciated the reciprocity in their relationship. She listened as much as she talked. Repeat. Reciprocity. Emotional contagion. Noun phrase. The process of absorbing and catching the emotions of the people around you, often without realizing it. Emotional contagion is why spending time with anxious people can make you feel more anxious yourself. She understood emotional contagion and made a deliberate effort to spend more time with calm, positive people. Repeat. Emotional contagion. Sycophantic. Adjective. Always agreeing with someone and telling them what they want to hear, rather than the honest truth. A sycophantic friend feels supportive, but never helps you grow because they never challenge you. She didn't want sycophantic praise. She wanted honest feedback that would actually help her improve. Repeat. Sycophantic.
Oh, those were such meaningful words today.
They really were. And they all connect so naturally to today's topic. Because the friendships that grow you are built on reciprocity, vulnerability, and honesty. And the ones that drain you are often built on emotional contagion, one-sidedness, and a slow feeling of being diminished.
Know the difference and choose accordingly. Before we close today, I want to say something to anyone who is holding on to a friendship that has quietly been costing them.
Go ahead.
It is okay to outgrow people. It is okay to love someone and also recognize that the dynamic between you is not helping either of you become who you are meant to be. That is not cruelty. That is honesty. And honesty, even when it is hard, is one of the kindest things you can offer yourself and others.
And to anyone who has found even one person who genuinely grows them, hold on to that. Invest in that. Those friendships are rare, and they are worth protecting.
You deserve to be around people who make you feel more like yourself, not less.
Always more, never less.
And this week's comment challenge. Think of one quality that a truly good friend has. Just one. Write it in English in the comments. Even one word, even one sentence. We will read every single one and reply.
We'll be looking for you down there.
And if today felt like a conversation you needed to hear, share it with someone. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave us a like. It helps more people find this little space.
We are so grateful you are here and so proud of the English you are building, one episode at a time. Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart.
This is Daniel.
And this is Sophia.
And you've been listening to English with Heart. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Take care of yourselves.